What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel World of Science. Myself, Suraj Arjutti, and today we are going to cover the topic human cell. Before getting ahead with the video, please like, share, and subscribe my channel. So, come, let's start the video. So, human cell. Every human being might be having a doubt in his or her mind that how are we formed? From which component are we made? So to understand this, let us take a simple or very basic example from a surrounding, that is wall. We can see that the wall is made of many components like bricks, cement, water, sand, etc. So what is the basic or unit in this wall? We can say that brick is the basic unit here. Yes, in the same way, human body or organisms are also made up of a small unit called cell. So cell is the basic and structural functional unit of a human body or organisms. So before going or getting ahead with the topic of human cell, let us study or know the cell theory or the history of cell. So we know that the scientist Robert Hooke was examining with his home designed or self designed microscope. He was examining a thin slab of corks. Corks are nothing but it is a substance which comes from the bark of the tree. In 1665, when the Robert Hooke or the Hooke observed by self-designed microscope, he saw that there are many compartments or rooms like structure in the cork. He said that the cork was the reassembled structure of honeycomb. It was consisting of several small compartments. So he named it as cell. In Latin, cell means nothing but room. The cells which Robert Hooke saw were not actually living, they were already dead. So ahead in 1674, a scientist or a lens worker named Aten van Leeuwenhoek. Van Leeuwenhoek, what did he do? He was a Dutch lens maker who used a homemade microscope or made a microscope in his home to look at the some pond scum. Pond scum are nothing but some organisms living in the pond. So he was the first man or the person to see single-celled organisms with his homemade microscope. He called these organisms or living things animalcules. So Leeuwenhoek also made a major discovery in organisms. He was the first person to see the unicellular, which we now call unicellular organisms. He named it animalcules. So next who comes in this topic or the in the cell theory is Robert Brown. Robert Brown was a Scottish biologist. He showed that the nucleus is a key part or the main or functional part of each cell. Other scientists had noticed it earlier, but they did not thought it very important. We can say that Robert Brown had observed very clearly or the working of the human cell. So he stated that the nucleus is the main key part or functional part of human cell. So the next who comes in the series of the story of cell theory is Johns Purkinje. So Johns Purkinje was a scientist who coined the term protoplasm to describe the contents of the cell. So, what contents he described? He described some contents like mitochondria, Golgi bodies, which we today say as cell organelles. He also saw nucleus in birds' eggs, sweat glands in the skin, nerve cells, and muscle fibers, etc. He was the first to use of fingerprints. He also discovered or described the movement of cilia. So we can say that Purkinje coined the term protoplasm, which we call cell organelles in nowadays. He made this discovery in 1839. So next comes in the cell theory is Matthias Jacob Schleiden. He was born in 1804 and unfortunately died in 1881. So he was a German botanist. He concluded that all the plant tissues are composed of cells and that a plant arose from a single cell. botanists are nothing but who study about plants. So he studied that plant tissues are also made up of cells and that arose from another single cell. So he clearly stated that all plants and their parts are made up of cells. He also declared the cells as the basic building block, means the basic structural block of all plant matter too. The next comes is Theodor Schwann, 1810 to 1882. He was a German psychologist. He was a well-known colleague of Matthias Jakob Skeldon, who was advanced in the cell theory for plants. But Theodor Schwann, he was a modern histology by recognizing the cell as the basic unit of animal structure in 1839. As we saw in the previous slide that Skeldon proved that the plant and other parts of the plant are made up of cells. In the same way, Scone said that all the animals are also made up of all the animals are also made up of cells. He stated clearly that animals were made up of cells. The person who comes in this list of cell theory is Rudolf Virchow. He was a German doctor. In 1858, he concluded that all cells developed from other cells. Means all cells means different cell can be developed from other cells. So we can see here the cell. It has many parts and organelles in it. So let us see anatomy of an animal cell. So what is anatomy? Anatomy is nothing but the parts of animal cell. So main parts of the animal cell. So first part of or the main part of this anatomy of animal cell is nucleus. As we know that nucleus is the main part which controls the whole cell. Then comes the cell membrane. Cell membrane protects or it is like a cover to the whole cell. The other main organelle is cytoplasm. All other organelles like mitochondria, Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, vacuole, lysosome all lie or float in the cytoplasm. So let us study in brief about these three organelles. So nucleus. Nucleus, as I said, it is the control center of the cell. It controls the whole cell. It also contains DNA which helps in working of the cell. It is surrounded by a double layered membrane to be protected. So it is protected by a double layered membrane. So usually it is the easiest organelle to see under a microscope. Means nucleus can be stained and can be seen using a microscope. It is the easiest to see under a microscope. And nucleus is also found usually one in per cell. In some unicellular organisms like amoeba, there takes a cell division. So what happens in cell division is during the time of reproduction, the cell divides into two halves and the nucleus starts separating and the cell get divides into two new cells. So this is called cell division. It takes place in microscopic organisms like bacteria and amoeba, etc. The next comes in the list is cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is a gelatinous fluid content inside the cell membrane. It contains many specialized cell organelles. Many cell organelles like mitochondria, ribosome, lysosome, vacuole, etc. float in the cytoplasm. So cytoplasm also helps the transfer of materials from cell membrane to nuclear and nuclear membrane to outside the cell. So the next to come in this list is cell membrane. So cell membrane is one of the most important part in cell. It is the outermost cover of all the cell that separates contents from its external environment. Means all the cell organelles are inside the cell membrane. Cell membrane protects the cell. It allows or permits the entry and exit of some materials. It also prevents movement of dangerous dangerous organisms or materials like virus, bacteria, harmful bacteria, etc. inside the cell. So it is also called permeable membrane. The plasma membrane is flexible and is made up of organic molecules called lipids and proteins. So we can also say that we can observe it by electron microscope. Cell membrane is also made up of some flexible or some material called, which is organic molecules, is called lipids and proteins. So I will be explaining about other parts or other organelles in the next video. They are going to be mitochondrion, lysosome, vacuole, ribosome, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, etc. and nucleus. So I hope you like the video. So please like, share and subscribe the channel for more videos. I will be meeting you in the next video. So bye bye.